There we are. Hello, everybody. Wow. It was slow getting connected tonight. Hoo-wee. I started 5 minutes before 6. O-M-G. Oh my gosh. Maybe I should say O-M-B. Oh, my baby lock. But whatever. We're here. Woo-wee. Let's everybody take a breath. And give everybody a chance to come back in that left. Hi, Tracy. I don't know what was going on. I know there are storms somewhere in the area, so hopefully that will not affect our episode tonight. Hope everyone has had a wonderful day today. It is really overcast right now here, so I think rain is headed for us. I really don't know. Hi, Vanessa. How are you this evening? Oh my gosh, everybody, tonight I'm hoping to get this quilt top done. Wait, so this is episode 5 of this really cool pattern called Mod Dog, right here. Mod Dog. I'll get it closer. That's what the finished quilt top will look like. And if you were watching last night, you saw that I got half of the dog's applique down. Oh, Vanessa, I'm so sorry. Oh, my heart aches with you. I know the loss of our fur babies is almost unbearable. I'm so sorry. Everybody send positive thoughts to Vanessa in her time of grief and loss. It's a horrible thing to lose. You know, those of you that do not have a fur baby in your life, they are part of our family, and we love them dearly. And when we lose one, it hurts, and it really hurts bad. So, Vanessa, big hugs, girl. Big hugs to you. Hi, Norma. So, everybody, I'm going to we're going to get started. Oh, he was 15, Vanessa. Wow. He had a long life. What kind? Was he a big dog or a little dog? But you know, when our babies cross that rainbow bridge, it's not like we'll never see them again. They'll be waiting for us when it's our time to cross that rainbow bridge. You're welcome, Vanessa. Okay, everyone. So, good grief, Vanessa. We're going to dedicate this quilt in memory of your pup. And Vanessa, this quilt is in memory of Jonathan. Okay, so that's what we're going to call it. We're going to call it the Jonathan Memory Quilt. Okay, Jack Russell. Oh my goodness, I love Jack Russells. God, I wish I had the energy of a Jack Russell. They are energetic little dogs. Hi, Cora Lee. Welcome. So I'm going to swap to my other camera, and we're going to get started with this project. Oh my goodness. Right there. Okay. So, as you can see, last night, we got these three, the green, this blue, and this yellow one all stitched down. And I finally did make a decision for the eyes. I am using cloth eyes right here, but I'm not going to use the zigzag stitch. Once I get all the 6 puppies stitched down, then I'll apply the eyes to them. I'm going to use a straight stitch technique to do this, to attach the eyes. The zigzag just wouldn't really work quite well. So I'm going to go up here and get this red one done. Still got to do some pinning on it, and we're just going to get started. Okay. So let's see here. That needs to. We'll get this situated just right before I take any stitches on it. Right there. That's perfect. I'm going to pin down that little floppy ear and do it first. It's a separate piece. Then I'm just going to pin this ear back down out of my way. And we're going to stitch this piece here down first. Okay. I'm going to take this excess and just neatly fold it and pin it so there's not so much bulk to move around under the bed throat of the machine. Okay. Alrighty, now then, let me think here real quick. I am actually going to do some more pinning on the main body of this one first before I take it under the needle. That way all my pinning for this dog will be complete. I just kind of do a center line from rump to neck to nose is what I've been doing. Then we'll put some around the outer edges. And one pin, no, that ear I will pin back, so I will not put that one there. But this is just to kind of hold it in place. And if I'd use a matching thread, I'd probably do some stay stitching, a straight stitch and then zigzag. But since I am not using a blending thread, I'm not going to do that. And yes, it would have been much easier to have done if I'd used a fusible stabilizer. I'll do that on the next one of these perhaps. We'll see. But really, it's not that bad to do as long as you take your time. As long as we take our time, it's all good. And yeah, I could have done this in the hoop and programmed the design into IQ Designer, and we'll do that in a future quilt, because I'm going to be making more than one of these particular quilts. But I tell you, I really like being able to manipulate the fabric with my hands as opposed to just hooping it and touching a few buttons on the machine. Nothing wrong with that. But for this one, I wanted to touch. I wanted to have that tactile sensation. So I'm going to pin back this one ear. That's all the pins I'll put in it. There we go. And now I can first stitch down this floppy ear right there. Okay. I'm going to get my 6 eyeballs, set them to the side. I'll have them all over the place. There we go. There are my 6 eyes. This was the fabric included in my kit. Okay, so let me get a sip of my coffee. And let's see here. Let me reset. I'm going to pick my multi-step zigzag stitch. I'm using the Allegro tonight. That is stitch number 22. And I'm going to do a 4mm stitch width and a 0.6 stitch length. And I'm using the open-toed foot that came with this machine. Hold on, let me swap my camera. You'll be able to see it oh so much better. There we go. There we go. Let's get that up a little bit. There. Okay. Now once again, this edge right here will be underneath fabric. So I'm not going to stitch along that edge. I'm just going to go around this outside edge of the floppy ear. I'm going to take my time. Let's see. We still have plenty of bobbin for now. Okay. Right, about right there. I'll just rotate it. Follow that cut edge of the fabric. And we'll come down this way. Raise it and reposition my needle. There we go. That's where I want it. Take that pin out now. Please remember to hit the like button. That just helps the video in search engines so other people can find it easier. And you know what I like about this particular type of applique, it's kind of folksy, like folk art, and it really lends itself well to this particular pattern. You know, before we had these big, awesome machines, this was a way that a lot of people did applique, actually. Before we had embroidery, before embroidery machines and doing applique in a hoop was such a big thing, this was one of the ways you did applique back in the day. Okay. Now then, let me trim my thread. Right there. Let me move this camera a little bit, try to get a better view for everyone. There we go. Let's try it there for a minute. Now then, that's done. Now, I'll flop this other ear back up. Right there. Just going to pin it in place so I can stitch around it. And let's see here. I'm going to come up. I'm starting and stopping right where the eye will go on top of the applique, which would be approximately right there. And once we get this panel done, everybody, I just have to sew 3 panels together, and this quilt top will be complete. There we go. Take that pin out. And all I'm doing is keeping the fabric as flat as I can as the feed dogs pull the fabric through the machine. With the needle just going off the very edge, the cut edge of that fabric there. And everybody, this is live, okay? Sometimes people don't realize this is live and unscripted. There's no rehearsals, no editing. So what you're seeing is in real time as I'm stitching. But then it's being recorded so it can be watched in the future and all that fun stuff. Turn it a little bit more. Come down up the tail. Get that pin out of our way. Should have already had that one out, I reckon. Here we go. There we go. No, but I really wanted to do the applique like this because these dogs are really, they have some whimsy to them. They're very folk art looking, and I think this type of applique really suited. It really suited this type of this modern type of applique, this folk art type of a piece. It really carries it off well. You could have used invisible thread in place where I'm using black, or a thread that would actually match the fabric to make it not stand out so much. All would have been perfectly viable options. Let's see here, there we go. Get around those little legs. Oh, Vanessa, I'm going to quilt it all over. The quilting will go right over the dogs. And I'm going to use a gray thread. Since this background fabric here is gray, I'm going to use a nice gray thread that'll blend. It'll blend really well, and the stitching won't stick out or anything like that. I think it'll look really nice. Let's rotate it a little bit more and come on down that curve. Hi, Donna. We're just working on, we have 3 dogs left to applique tonight. This is the first of the third. We will be, as long as my back holds up, we will finish this quilt tonight. And I gave it a lot of thought, and I am going to have the cloth eyes from the pattern for this dog's eyes. I couldn't decide on which buttons to use, was one reason, as far as that goes. Decisions, oh me, oh my. Get some of these excess pins out that I can get out. There we go. A couple of more pins. Okay. Hi, Pamela. fabric. Keep on keeping on. Okay. Oh my gosh, I had more drapery fabric delivered today for my big drapery job. Ooh-wee, it's all in. Now I get to start cutting. I think I've got 70 yards of, yes, you heard me right, 70 yards of foam backing lining fabric for these drapes. I think I ordered too much, but you know what? Better to have too much than not enough is what I say. Better to have too much than not enough. Is done. I'm going to do a tie-off stitch and cut those threads. Okay, there's that one. I'm going to swap to, we turned out good. I'm going to swap to my other camera. The more you do, the better they get, as with anything. Let me swap to my other camera. We got some more pinning to do. Okay. Two more puppies to put onto this fabric. Applique on. There we go. Now then, next, we'll put a red one right here. Maybe. Excuse me. Actually going to do it this way because in the pattern it calls for the red one to go underneath the green, but then they're both in the same direction. And here's what I'm looking at, okay? Oh, Coralie, I'm doing cloth eyes. You know, I decided to do cloth eyes. Oh, it's okay, Janelle. Hi, Janelle. Hi, Bernadette. Oh, no, you're fine, everyone. So what I'm going to do, oh, we got the collars to put on too. Cool. So what I'm going to do, I'm only going to have one blue dog, and the blue dog will be Jonathan, in memory of Jonathan. And then I'm going to do a yellow and then a red down here at the bottom. That's what I'm going to do, I think. Yes. Okay. Would really have liked to have the red one right there, but it's all good. It all good. Let's see here. So, I'm just going to start lay them out, rough lay them out, and then I'm going to pin them both down. There perhaps, and that little guy can go right there. Woohoo! There we go. You may have to come back a little bit because he's got a floppy ear. That one might have to adjust as well. Let's see here. Let's do the yellow one first. Get him positioned. So I'm going to put him more of an angle than some of the others because I think it looked just fine. Let's see. Or could do is this. There we go. And there we go, right there like so. Right there like that. Angling a little bit like this. There we go. Right there. And this one. There we go. He can go right there. This is very free form and all of that fun things. Let's see. Approximately right there. So I'll pin the floppy ear down first. There you go. Get in there. And then we'll put a few pins to hold the dog basically in its place, the body and the legs and all that fun stuff. Okay. Now then, I think this one needs to come over this way some, if I can. Let's see here. Let's try it right there. I think that'll be better. Maybe. Okay. That works for me. Do this completely, pin the blue one down because that's the first one I'm going to do, and I'm going to save this red one for last. The reason I'm doing that, I'm just working my way down and pinning so I don't have a lot of bulk. It just makes it easier to turn since these I didn't fuse or glue these down. I did that because I wanted everything to remain nice and soft and not have any stiffness to it, and that was my thought process for doing it this way. The next one of these I make, I will actually program it in the hoop in IQ to do it that way and do this part in the hoop. Let the sewing machine do all the work, and there'll be no pinning and all that fun stuff. It's all good. Ooh, a puffy ear would be cute. That would be cute, Bernadette. You could totally do that. Okay. I'm going to pin this ear back down. So I'm going to stitch that down first. Okay. And then I'm going to put a few more pins in this one down here. I'm not going to completely pin it down. Or am I? I might. Oh, I don't know. I think I will pin more than what I'd originally planned to do, except for the tail, because I don't want it to be in my way up here. Put a pin down here. Yes, it would, Bernadette. Do-do-do. We'll have to try that on our next one. I think that would be totally cool. You could actually what also be cool would be to use a something called Texture Magic and texturize the fabric before we cut out the applique shapes. That would also be awesome. Almost there. Okay. Now I'm going to pin this tail down so it stays out of my way. And this ear down, I'm going to pin it down also. Okay. I'm just going to cover that up a little bit. And then I'm going to neatly fold this down as well. Here we go. And pin that down so it stays in one place. That just helps to eliminate the bulk. Oh yes, they would, Coralie. You could use basting spray, Bernadette. I don't believe in basting spray simply because it can gunk up your needles, and I just refuse to use it. It's a personal thing. There's nothing wrong with it if you like to use that, or whoever likes to use it. I don't like spray adhesives near a sewing machine. I've seen too many come in for service with a gunked up mess underneath here because of adhesive spray. So, but that's just my own personal preference. I would use fabric basting glue before I would use adhesive spray. But that's just me. Okay. And first I'm going to stitch down the floppy ear. Come here, pin. I had to put you in the wrong way. Here we go. I will swap my camera, move to the other camera. There you hear it. There's Mike. He is the tech. He is a certified tech. Just say no to spray glue. Hi, Christina. Okay, let's swap that camera. You know, back in the day, years ago, everybody used adhesive spray on their embroidery hoops. And I can tell you, it makes a mess. Those embroidery hoops got so coated with it. It was just gross. And then if you get that spray adhesive on your machine, sometimes it does not come off easy. If you have a touch screen on your sewing machine and you get it on that, you could actually ruin your touch screen by using it. So use it with caution if you're going to use it. And I'm using the multi-step zigzag for this top stitching applique. And I'm using that because the shapes of these dogs are very, I think it's very folk art, like a folk art type of applique. And this really, I think it just fits in perfectly with that type of a theme. Let's see here. Here we go. I'm using a 4mm width and a 0.6mm length for my stitch settings. The thread I'm using is Metler 50 weight silk finish. And it's actually not black. It looks black. It's a very dark navy is what it is. Yes, I know, Mike. He just serviced a machine last week that had so much glue inside of it. It was a nightmare. Okay, that's stitched down. I'm going to tie it off. Cut the thread. And there's that floppy ear stitched down right there. Okay. Now we're going to put this back over the raw edges. I'll pin it down. And I like to start and stop right here at this point right here. You can see how it comes down then the top of the nose, because right there is where the applique will go for the eyes. Let's see. We're going to go this way. There we go. There we go. Now we're ready. We're going to come right over that. I think my bobbin is low. When I get up to this point, I'm going to tie it off. I think my bobbin is close to being empty. Let's see here. Yes, it is. Actually, it had some left. It has some still on it, so I'm going to go ahead and keep on going with it. It was it's There should be enough to finish this applique anyway. So we'll just do that. Okay. But I was going to have to pivot right here anyway, so that was a good place to stop and check. Okay. Lower that presser foot. Then I'm going to use the tie off. And then we'll continue to stitch. We'll pivot again. And we'll keep on going. Well, Bernadette, if it's completely dry, it's with the migration of the fibers as your needle pushes through all the fabric down into the plate, you're still going to get glue on your needle, even if it's dry, which will push it into the bottom underneath the needle plate. You see what I mean? But the biggest complaint I have about it is if you're spraying it near your machine, oh good lord, you never ever want to do that. Bernadette, here's the machine I am using. I've had this for about 3 weeks now. It's the newest machine I have in my studio. It's the Baby Lock Allegro. It has a 12-inch throat, so it's got lots of space under here. And it has over 200 built-in stitches. It's electronic. There's its screen. It's what I'm using, stitch 22, 4mm width, 0.6 for the stitch length. And it's just a wonderful little machine. I love this machine. I really do. It's fun to sew on. And it's not super heavy, so this is one you could actually take, would be pretty easy to take to a class. It does not do embroidery or with hoops or anything like that. This is a sewing machine. It has a wonderful buttonhole system in it to make buttonholes. Let's get that all the way to the right. There we go. Then we'll pivot. We're going to come down that puppy tail. that needle, that pin out. Oh, there's a lot to learn on it, Coralie. No, Mike, Puffin, this is not a blanket for Mike, for Puffin, no. This is not a Puffin quilt. I actually have a quilt top I made Puffin last Christmas, and I haven't got it quilted yet, so, and it's a Shannon cuddle fabric with owls and squirrels on it that I got to get finished for him for winter. This is actually, I think, one of these is going to be a class here at the studio, here in our shop. And this will be hanging on the wall for sign-ups for the class. Bernadette, I personally prefer this. This is Roxanne's glue basted. Temporary basting glue. It does not stain fabric, and it's made for fabric. I love this stuff. This is the only thing that I use. But there's a lot of good glue products out there as far as that goes. You want to make sure you get something that is made for textiles, because some glues have a lot of high acid content, and that will break down the fibers of fabric if it has a high acidic content. And that's why you want to make sure you get something that is made specifically formulated for fabric. We put so much time in making our quilts, or any project as far as that goes. I want it to last as long as it's possible for it to do so. Oh, absolutely, Bernadette. Oh my goodness. You know, whenever possible, if I need to adhere something that I'm going to sew on, use a fusible stabilizer like Steamacine or Misty Fuse. I would have used Misty Fuse on this, but I'm out. And Steamacine too, I love it, but it adds a lot of stiffness, and I didn't want that, and that's why I'm not using, that's why these are not fused down. Okay. Keep on keeping. We're almost back to the beginning point. We're getting there. Then we'll have one more to do. Then we're going to put on, we'll put on the eyes, then the collars, and then we'll sew our 3 panels together and it will be complete. Yes, Roxanne is printed at. That's personally what I like to use, but any glue, as long as it says that it is made for textiles and fabric, will be okay. The most important thing is to have fun when you're doing it. Because if you're not having fun sewing, then what's the point, everybody? We should always make it fun and enjoy the moment. And just think happy thoughts while you're sewing. We all need positive reinforcement sometimes. Just get rid of all of those negative thoughts and energy while you're sitting here enjoying creating something with your hands. That's what it's all about. Having fun and being creative and enjoying the process. Just enjoy the process. Yes, Bernadette. I've had this 2-ounce bottle here for 2 years now, and it's only halfway gone. I also will glue down the corners of my binding before I top stitch them down. And I have several videos on that process as well. It's basically temporary basting glue. That's what it is. It's water soluble, non-toxic. what I'm doing, I'm stopping with the needle in the rightmost position, and it should land just right off the very edge of this applique. And that's what I'm doing, if you're wondering. I'll raise the presser foot and just smooth everything out as I need to. Thank you, Bernadette. And there we go. We're going to tie it off and cut the thread. Okay. Perfect. Looking good. Now, let's see. Since I've already got this pin, I can take these pins out. It's holding the flap up. And I can stitch down the floppy ear on right here. I'm just going to keep on going. Just keep on keeping on. This is the 6th and last puppy. Little doggy to applique. Let me see here. Is that right? That's right. Right there. Okay. And I would use my knee lift, but how I have to have this machine positioned for the camera is not conducive to being able to have my knee lift attached to it. It'd be so much easier with that knee lift. Okay. But if you wanted to do needle turn applique with this, there is a way to do that, and I will touch base on that in a future episode. I have a pretty cool technique that makes it super easy to do. Okay, tie it off. Oh, thank you, Bernadette. That's so kind. Okay, so there's that floppy ear all stitched down. Now, let's unpin that other ear and bring it back over. And see, it's going to cover this raw edge about 1/4 inch or so. That's all we need. Let's pin this down right here. Okay. Then we're going to start once again where the eye will go. So I want to show you the buttons I did find. This is what I was contemplating doing. Instead, here, where my little cloth eyes go. There they are. Okay, so this is what the pattern calls for the eyes, right there. Okay. I thought last night I was contemplating using buttons, and I have this little container of these beautiful abalone shell buttons. And I came close to using that for the eye. And I might do this in a future one, but for this one, I am going to use the cloth, is what I decided on. But I thought those would make cute eyeballs instead of the cloth as well. The back of them, as you can see, the actual shell there. You could even have done that right there. But I like this side. It has that beautiful iridescent abalone shell shine to it and all. Okay. But anyway, I digress. Now we're going to stitch around the outline of this doggy. And we're going to start right here. Okay. I'm going to tie it off. And then I'll stitch. However, what did I forget? I forgot to check my bobbin. I know my bobbin's got to be getting low. Let me see something here. I'm just going to stick in this dark gray, and that'll be fine. Just so that, let me cut my thread. And I am going to swap out bobbins. I just don't want to run out halfway through, and this is, I know this is getting close. Yes, that's pretty low. You can see that right there. It's all good. I'm not going to throw that, unwind it and throw it away. I will use it when I'm just piecing. That's where I use a lot of my partial bobbins when I'm just piecing a quilt top. Okay, so that's all set. Now I can pick it back up. Let me trim this excess thread off right here. There we go. Okay. Now, let's get this party started. Okay. Tie that off again. Go ahead and get that pin out of my way. moving right along here. Woohoo! Oh, y'all are so kind. Y'all, I love making stuff. And if I can help anybody else enjoy the art and the love of sewing, I'm all about that. I also might like to make garments and stuff, and I like to make my own patterns, and it's just a lot of fun. Forgot to unfold that one tail right there. Look at that. Let me just pin him kind of in place. There we go. Take that one out. There we go. And for the binding on this, I'm going to use, there's enough of the gray Moda, the grunge here, to use as binding in the kit, but I also have leftover strips of the colors of the dogs, and I'm going to do a pieced binding. So all of those colors are actually in the finished quilt. I think that would look nice. And I'll do a whole video just on binding this quilt when that time comes. After we get all those 4 little legs stitched down, I kind of feel like we're in the home stretch at that point. Our way. Excuse me. Woohoo. Moving right along. Yeehaw. Start removing pin. That was an ouchie. Start removing pins as I go here. Get some of these out of my way. There we go. Okay. Yeah, let's see. That one can go away. This one. This one. Ooh. That only leaves me 2 more pins to contend with. Adjust the bulk here. Here we go. That pin out of my way. There we go. Now we'll tie it off and cut that thread. Okay. And our dogs are all appliqued down. Now then, let me swap to my other camera. Get those pins out. Awesome sauce. Okay. So next, there we go. There's our panel. And remember, this panel will go in between these two piece panels. I already have those done. They're on the wall and behind me, my design wall. So next, I'm going to put the eyes on, okay? And I'm actually going to use a little bit of my rock sand glue to help hold them in place. Okay, so you'll get to see me do this. Now, I'm going to move my other camera over here and I'm going to swap to it so you can get a better look at that. Okay, let's do this camera. Everyone, I have 3 cameras going on right now that I can swap in between. Okay, so all thanks to Mike. He is our computer network guru. Okay. So next, the next one I do, I'll get a more creative as far as adding more details to one. But this one I'm going to pretty much just do directly as it's done here in this pattern, and that way, just because for the first one I'm going to do it that way. Anyway, so I'm going to put me a dab of glue right here. Okay. I'm going to smear it around a little bit. Then I'm just going to put a dry clear. Just going to put that on there. And it is water soluble. After it's stitched down, you can get a damp rag if you wanted to and get some of that off. I'm not going to put quite, I got a pretty big gob. I'm going to put some little smaller micro dots on this one. So you can see that right here. Hold on. Right there. Put 3 little dots this time. Oops. Stay on there, you. Oops. Sticking to my fingers. Hold on. Just have to put a little extra. There we go. Just let that set up. And I'm going to go ahead and glue all 6 eyes down. That way they can be drying as I'm doing these. Let's try this one a different way. Just put some on the eye and then put the eye down on top. I kind of like that better. Okay, right there. That time I kind of smeared it, moved it around on the dog applique itself. That was pretty good as well. There we go. And one more. Okay, now I'm going to let that glue set for about 5 minutes. I'm going to take a brief intermission, and then we'll come back and work on this. Get these stitched down, then we will put the dog collars on our puppies. But everybody, take a 5-minute break, get up, stretch, get you something to drink, go use the restroom, whatever you need to do, and then we'll come back and start stitching again. Okay. Be back in 5 minutes. Okay, everybody. Not sure if it's been 5 minutes yet, but I had enough time to get me an iced coffee. Yes, you heard me right. Not hot coffee, but this is an ice cold coffee, and it's good. Okay. So next, I'm going to set my machine up for a straight stitch. There. And I got it set at 2.5 millimeter length. This is going to be a straight stitch. Okay. So, what I'm going to do, let me go back to my other camera. Right there. And come back over here. Okay, so what I'm going to do, I'm just going to stitch around the raw edges of this in a circular motion. And that's what I'm going to do with this one here. Okay. So I'm going to tie it off. I'm going to slow the machine speed down a little bit, so I want to be able to turn it as I'm stitching. Yeah, if you were comfortable with it, you could do this like free motion. But I didn't want to take off the needle plate and blah blah blah, because there's still more straight stitching to do after I do this. That's how we're going to attach the collars, which is actually Renaissance ribbon. Come back around here. And that's it. That one's done. Tie off and cut. And there it is, right there. Nice and neat. There is the doggy's eye. Woohoo. Okay. Got to repeat that 5 more times, and then we'll have that part done. Mike is saying, when are you going to be done? I want dinner. And told me we had about another 30 minutes of sewing and it should be done. The rest will go pretty quick. We are having cheeseburgers again tonight. Because remember, everybody, this will also be quilted down as well. Every single piece of this fabric. I'm probably going to do just an overall stipple is what I'm thinking about doing on this one. All over the surface of this quilt. I think it would be lovely. Okay. That one is now done. We'll do the tie off. Cut the thread. And we'll move to the next one. Hi, Christina. I really like this little quilt. I think it's just as cute as it can be. And you know, we were debating whether to do buttons for the eyes or cloth. If you were going to make this for a young person, you know, you would definitely not want to put buttons on it. Think choking hazard, okay? So that's something to always think about when you're making a quilt. you're thinking of using some, if you're making something like this just to hang on the wall, well, you can just go, you can put anything on it then, because it's never going to be down where a small child could get their hands on it. You just have to be careful in case the little one does, that they don't swallow something and causes a problem. And that one's done. Okay. Let's move on to the next one. Now we'll have a blue dog. Don't always remember to do that tie off stitch. I have a piece of lint around my thread. Hold on here. There we go. Oops. And that one's done. And I'm going to get that lint off of my machine before I go any further. I may have to rethread the needle to get that off. I will. There we go. Then there's a buzz right around that needle bar. There we go. That's what caused that. Okay. Oh, that's right. I am waiting for a part because I damaged my needle threader. I bent the eye on the needle threading hook, so I just have to do this by hand. It's all good. I did not have the needle fully inserted when I changed the needle, and hence, I'm sure I'm not the only one who has had that happen to them on a machine. Come on, you. There we go. Okay, now we're ready to go. Okay, so I've got those. Just did that one. It's time for this one. Only got two more dog eyes to stitch down. Then we'll do the collars. Where are my thread snippies? Here, thread snippies. Okay. Just love it when that happens, when the room eats a pair of little scissors somewhere. Just don't see them. Anywho. It's all good because when you're going after a more rustic, more folksy, folk art type of look, this is perfectly fine the way we're doing it. That leaves us one more eye to stitch. Okay. The eyes are complete. Now, this will be fun. We're going to put collars on our dogs. And what came with the kit, let me bring this over here so y'all can see what we're going to be doing here. There's that. And where are the ribbons? Here, ribbons. There you are. This came with the kit. This is green. This has some orange and fuchsia. Then we have blue. This is a pale blue. So those are my three colors. I just want them to contrast against the applique dogs. And it's just going to go right here like this. Basically about right there. Okay. And let's see. I will probably, on each end of the ribbon, I'm going to use my zigzag stitch, but I'm going to straight stitch along the edge of them. So, what I'm going to do here, just going to eyeball them, and I'm going to cut that one. There we go. So there's one. I'm not gonna cut them all ahead of time. I'm gonna do them one at a time. And I'm first just gonna do a straight stitch all the way around the edge of the ribbon. And then I will finish each edge of it, so to speak. Okay. Oops. Here we go. You know what? I think I am not going to zigzag along the edge of these. I'm going to apply fray check, and that will keep the ends from fraying. That is what I'm going to do. Okay, now I'm going to go in reverse and cut. Those look so cute on there. Look at that. There's the red dog with his ribbon, his collar. Check it out. Okay. So, let me go grab a bottle of fray check. I'll just go ahead and apply that, then we'll move to the next one. I'm just going to trim this up a little bit. Should have done that before I sewed it down, but it's all good. Okay. There we go. Now I'm just going to put fray check on each end of that ribbon where I cut it. And that will keep it from getting fuzzy and unraveling and all that fun stuff. Just going to run a bead on each end of it. Here we go. And trim any fuzzies. That one is complete. Now we will cut the one for this, the yellow dog. I'm working up from the bottom to the top on this panel. Okay, Vanessa, just remember, we are all sending positive energy for you, and we all love you, and this too shall pass. That's all I can say. I know how hard it is. I think this one will have this pink ribbon, this pretty yellow one here. Now this time I am going to trim the end and apply fray check to that end before I do anything else. I just have to check something real quick here. You know what? This will melt, so I am going to use a lighter and just fuse the end that way. I will still apply fray check, but I think that'll even give it a much cleaner finish when it's all said and done. And what I mean by that, I'm just going to take a lighter, or if you have a match or a candle would do the same thing. Just going to run it right along the edge of that cut, and it will just kind of melt all together there. And there we go. There we go. Another little doggy collar ready to sew down. See how cute that'll be on there. my mouse. There we go. Okay, let's get this one stitched. I'm just keeping it really close to the edge of the ribbon. There we go. One's done. That was the easiest thing of all to put on everybody, quite honestly. Ooh, but that really does add a nice touch to these appliques. Oh my goodness. So let me unfold this and I'll move this little camera here. You can see that. Look at that. Isn't that awesome? Love the ribbon, Renaissance ribbon dog collar. Have a whole package of Tula Pink ribbons. I think these are Cafe ribbons here, but I have a package of Tula Pink hanging, living here somewhere amidst my stuff. You know, I was thinking about carrying those in the shop here, and now I know I will, since, yeah, I love how that looks. So, let's see here. I'm going to put a blue one. See, I did a pink, blue down there. I don't want to put green on green, do I? Wait a minute now. You know what? It might. It would really blend in. Excuse me. It would really blend in, but you know what? It wouldn't look that bad. I would rather have something more contrasty, though. Let's see. I'm going to put the blue one on this one here, and I'll put green on the blue dog. There we go. That'll work. Let's cut them to size first. Oops. There we go. I'm going to fuse the ends of it with my, found a lighter, but oh my gosh, a candle would work equally as well. What that does, since they melt, it just fuses the end of them perfectly, and they're not going to unravel, everybody. Here, you see how that is? It's already done. Singed together. Then we'll put this here. And our pretty little green, our little Irish dog here is what I think we should call him. He's Irish. He's green. Green as the Blarney Stone he is. Okay. Which I don't think the Blarney Stone is really green, but it sounded good. Okay. Let's put his collar on. And here. that one's done. Look at that, isn't that cute? God, I just totally dig this. This is just, yeah, I just love this. Woof, woof. Puffin, you better be careful or I'll put one of these ribbons around your neck. Make you your little dog collar to match these little darlings on here. Okay, so where's that green one? This one is getting the green ribbon. Okay. Where did the green ribbon go? Hold on. I tell you, the little collars just really and totally make this. Just set it off perfectly. Okay. Oh, there it is. There it is. Okay. Let's cut this ribbon to size. And you know what? See how that's getting fuzzy already? I'm just going to fuse both ends of it. And that way, that part will be done. See how that just melts? There we go. Now that's nice and safe. Well, it's not going to ravel undone anyway. I'm going to give that a nice square cut. There we go. Then, there we go. Then we'll trim it. Blue dog is getting a green collar. And we'll fuse to that cut. There we go. Woohoo! And that one is now ready to stitch down. I'm just stitching it fairly close to the edge of the ribbon, all the way around. There we go. And we'll rotate it. And I'm still going to put fray check on the ends where I fused everybody with that, just to be safe. And that one's done. Next we'll do the yellow. We got a yellow and red dog to do yet. Now let's see. What did we put on the yellow dog before? The pink? The pink. Then the red dog gets this. So I'll use all of that. I'll have this. I'll have some left over. That's cool. Totally cool. Okay. So the yellow dog gets the pink right here. Let me get these fused. Just going to get a square cut. Oops. Okay. And then we'll fuse it. Then we'll trim it. fuse the other end that I just trick cut. And then we'll stitch it down. Then we'll stitch this one down. Right there. I'm really pleased with how the dog collars look. It just makes it fun, makes it festive. Oops. And there's a wonderful safety feature on this machine, this Allegro. If you do not have the presser foot lowered, it will not stitch. And one more to go. Then we'll sew our 3 panels together and this quilt top will be complete. Woohoo! I think this would really look cute hanging on a wall. Let's see, I'm going to put the blue on the red dog like before. I'll still have to give this a little bit of a trim, just a little bit too much. How about that though? Right there. And we'll fuse each end. Alrighty. Let's get that stitched down. And there's all of our collars on. Now all we have left to do is to put on, oops, what happened there? There we go. Next, what we're going to do is add our 2 panels to each side, and then this quilt will be complete. Okay. First panel off of my design wall. There we go. I'm going to swap to a different camera. Let's see, here we go. That'll give a nice wide view. And this one goes over here, the narrow one, according to that pattern. Right here, we're doing this panel here. It will go right here. I'm going to put a few pins in it just to hold it in place. I'd already pre-measured everything and make sure the panels were the correct. The applique panel would match the length of these. Okay, come on you. There we go. Just 2 more seams to go, and this beautiful little whimsical quilt top will be complete. Okay. Now we can sew this seam down. Let me change to a different presser foot. And where's that? There you are. Nope, you're not it. It's in here. Right here is the 1/4 inch foot. One of them, a straight stitch 1/4 inch foot. We'll use this one right here. Okay. Alrighty. Now we're cooking. Cooking. Okay. Those pins laying right there on that pin cushion, or they'll be all over the floor and then in my foot. Then you'll hear me cry. Oh my goodness, Janelle, we'll be sending positive thoughts your way as well. Oh my goodness. you will have a safe and positive outcome tomorrow, I'm sure. Okay. That one side is attached. One more side panel to attach, everybody. Woohoo! And this beautiful little quilt top, check it out. Look at that. See how that's going to look? Isn't that pretty? Okay, one more side to go. One more side to go. 5 more minutes of sewing and it will be done. Woohoo! It's all good. Okay. This one will go right there like so. Put in just a few pins just to help keep it lined up. Oh, wonderful, Janelle. They've come a long way with all these replacement surgeries, haven't they? There we go. Perfect alignment. Measure 5 times and cut once, right, everybody? Okay, here we go. Here's our last seam. Here's our last seam on the Mod Dog. Let's see here. Getting my raw edges lined up. And there we go. Finny. Yes, it does, Janelle. Are we ready for a good look at it, everybody? I'm going to open it up here in front of the camera, and then I'll swap the camera so you can get a wider view. Okay, but check it out. This is the top of it, so let me just flip it. Let me move this pin cushion here. It'll be dragging these magnetic pins everywhere. There we go. There we go. Now then, let me introduce you to the Mod Dog quilt. There it is. Isn't it beautiful? The collars, everybody. I think the collars really make it. Really make the puppies snap. I mean, oh my gosh. Love the ribbon collars. So let me go to my other camera. And I'll hold it up. Hello there. And can get a little bit better view this way. Okay. So, oops, get a hold of it. There we go. So here is, there it is right here. And if I hold it back like this, that might work better here. Let's just do it like this. You can get a little bit better view this way. Get one more pin in it into my design ball here. I'll drape it over my chair. That way we'll kind of hold it up. Okay. There it is, Mod Dog. Let me come over here. I can move this other camera just a little bit. There we go. There you go. There's a wider shot. Right there. Mod Dog. Woohoo! Yes, there it is, everybody. Oh my goodness. Thank you, everybody, for watching this and bearing with me on it. Remember, this Friday, there will not be Friday Night Live because I will be up in Chicagoland teaching an embroidery and IQ workshop. I will try to get back on here Sunday night. We'll see where I'm at on Sunday. But yes, after I get back from that, I'm here for a couple of weeks and we'll have a lot more fun. Oh my goodness. Janelle, take care. Positive energy, healing energy towards you. And remember, everybody, to keep Janelle and Vanessa in your thoughts. Vanessa lost her puppy of 15 years today. And Janelle is having some serious surgery in the morning. So positive thoughts your way. Thank you so much, everybody, for tuning in. I love each and every one of you. And listen, we'll have some more fun next week with a new project. Woohoo! Okay, so Good night, everybody. Thank you. Bye.